Here is a city that was not conquered by war, nor destroyed by a volcanic eruption. It was defeated by something much slower and more relentless, its very foundation. Look at it, clinging to the peak of this clay-rich rock in Basilicata, almost like the last desperate century of a world that no longer exists. This is Craco, a ghost of stone, but its story did not end with the last inhabitant. It is the very act of abandonment that has made it immortal. For millennia, man struggled against nature to build his dominion. And here, on this exposed hill, the challenge was at its greatest. Craco was founded around the 10th century, an eagle's nest strategically positioned, with its Norman castle dominating the Cavone Valley. Life was tough, certainly, but the village prospered, growing in layers, house upon house, until it counted nearly 2,000 souls. Priests, farmers, artisans, all under the protective shadow of the bell tower. It seemed eternal, like the surrounding mountains. But nature does not forget. Beneath its rocky skin hid a crumbly heart, the clay which by its very nature hates stability. Craco's fate was not sealed by a single catastrophic event. It was a slow death sentence, signed by water. The inhabitants, in their attempt to expand, dug, built, often cutting down the trees that held the soil steady. Rainwater, no longer absorbed by the roots, began to penetrate deep, softening the underlying clay. These were signs ignored for too long, small cracks, minor landslides, until in the 1960s, the earth began to move definitively. Not a collapse, but a slip, a slow, relentless slide down the valley of the entire town. Imagine, you are home, you hear a dull noise, a crack widens on the living room wall. But it's not an earthquake, it's your city that is shifting. Between 1963 and 1972, the authorities had no choice. Evacuation was necessary. There was no heroism to tell, just the sad procession of a population abandoning their lives by order of the state. Doors were closed, keys left in archives, and the houses were emptied of their inhabitants, but not of their soul. Craco officially became a ghost town. A final blow came with the flood of '72, and the earthquake of 1980 finished the job, causing what little remained solid to collapse. Yet the paradox of Craco is this: by dying, it was reborn. Its agony generated a unique beauty, a scenario so evocative that it has become an international destination. Walking through its streets today, under the necessary supervision for safety reasons, is an almost mystical experience. You enter churches where the roof has collapsed and the sky has become the ceiling. You see the remains of furniture, the signs of kitchens, and you hear the echo of an interrupted life. It is an open-air museum, a true contemporary Pompeii of Basilicata. It is precisely this incredible preservation and this apocalyptic appearance that have led to its media success. Hollywood discovered it, turning it into a star, an epic backdrop for Mel Gibson's Gospel, a terrorist lair for James Bond in Quantum of Solace, and a location for dozens of other films and music videos. The whole world wants to see this magnificent ruin, this symbol of transience. Tourism has become its lifeblood, its only means of subsistence, keeping alive the memory of those who had to flee. Craco doesn't just tell us the story of a landslide. It whispers a universal warning that even our most solid creations, our deepest roots, are at the mercy of the blind forces of nature. The ghost town resists, sturdy and fragile at the same time, a testament to an unequal struggle, but also to the beauty that can arise even from defeat. And as long as there are those who cross that bridge, Craco will continue to live, no longer as a village, but as a legend of stone and clay.